So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I beat the Potara Extreme Super Battle Road stage with a free-to-play team. And within this team, I used an SR character. Now, the SR character, you can argue, is not free-to-play, but I think it gets a pass because of how, important the character is, but at the same time, how bad the character is. And you can see it on screen at the moment, which is Supreme Kai of Time. I'm going to be playing this through 2xb just because this battle is over 30 minutes long. The last battle is a very time-consuming thing. And as you can see from her passive, if you guys don't know the passive, of course, she has a Mei chance to stun all enemies for 2 turns. So it's like Chaozu and Jacko, but with a chance, and it activates like a normal stun would, which is actually a very OP ability if you can activate it, of course. Now, the Mei chance is a 7% chance of activating. That's just what Dokkan Wiki has said. And it activates a lot during this run. You'll see, it saved our butts. And I think that's the only reason why we were able to do it. And the only alternative that I could think of is if Candy Vegito was to stun everyone every single time, which is very unrealistic. Even though he has a pretty decent stun chance, the amount of, fails I got just because he couldn't stun was ridiculous. I got into the final phase, which is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, plenty of times. It's just that I always lose because, one, we don't have, big damage dealers at that point because, STR Vegito is a friend leader of choice here, and he has type disadvantage. And sometimes, even when I change to Vegito, he's just not doing enough damage because he doesn't get the crits or something. And that actually happened in this run as well. If you guys did enjoy the ESBR runs that I've been posting lately, remember to leave a like on today's video and subscribe to the channel. Unfortunately, I think this is the last one that will be posted as a streak because now we're getting into the 7-year anniversary by the time this is uploaded. And then I'll be uploading videos on that. And unfortunately, after this win, we have, in terms of ESBRs, we have Super Saiyan 3, which I just beat in the normal Super Battle Road. Giant form, which, is not great for free-to-play. And then I think the last one is Shadow Dragon Saga. So I only have 3 ESBRs to do. Okay, and then Super Battle Road wise, I only have 1 left, which is Margin Power, actually. Which, again, I'm waiting for the right cards for that in order to actually do it. So unless you allow me to do it with Redstones, I am not able to do it at this point in time, which is kind of cringe. But anyway, let's run down through the rest of the team. For our leader of choice, other than our friend leader, we have the Vegito Blue. He's a 70% leader for super types, so with this run, we don't run Goku Black. I think he could be useful. It's just that he doesn't have the stat boost, and then all he is just lowering attack, and then he pretty much struggles on ki just because he doesn't get the extra 3 ki that Vegito Blue provides. We have Supreme Kai, so he has the Guardian in the first slot, which is actually very nice, and his super attack mechanics are really good. Candy Vegito, both the TUR and SSR form, as well as the Supreme Kai of Time, and the AGL World Tournament Vegito. So all this is trying to save as many items as possible for the last battle, and that's where Supreme Kai of Time comes in if she does get the stun. Obviously, if she does get a hit, we're pretty much dead. At 267,000 HP, you can't really afford to take normal hits unless it's type advantage. And that's what I had to risk it on this first battle all the time. I would try to no item this first battle here versus the Beku as well as Fat Gotenks here. Try to no item for a few bits until we can transform with Vegito. Maybe use 1 item. I think I only used 1 item on this part here. We got really lucky with stuns as well from Candy Vegito's side, which is nice, means we're able to not take any hits in this last little chunk here. The plan is to Dokkan mode on the second battle, which is definitely the hardest battle because we're versing Int Gogeta as well as Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. And those typings were not so great just because, one, we have 3 tech units being double Candy Vegito and Supreme Kai. Although if you put Supreme Kai at the start, it doesn't really matter. But in terms of damage-wise, it does. And then the Tech Gotenks freaks up my AGL Vegito. So it's just kind of an awkward stage. And doing the Dokkan mode with STR Vegito, unless he's transformed, he's not doing that much damage unless he criticals. And even if he criticals, he's not one hit KOing anybody. If you're lucky, you might get an additional super attack, which might be able to be the reason why you won here. Supreme Kai time came in clutch here with the stun. So she's used her passive twice now, which is awesome. It saved us a bit of HP. Because then we would have taken the hit there and then we countered and killed. But with that stun, we didn't have to take that hit. So then we are all good. And we have a 128,000, which is not good. Here we have to double item. That's just how strong this phase is. Like, you can't just one item it with this team. So I used a Weesia and an Icarus, so double damage reduction item. It should be fairly good enough, especially with Supreme Kai's buff, where he raises allies' attack and defense, and he has guard himself, so he's not going to take any damage. Our goal is to try and keep this amount of HP just so we can get the Vegito transformation. But of course, the Dokkan coming up right now with Vegito means that we're going to get full HP, and with double damage reduction item, we don't really take any damage. So this was actually a battle where I didn't even transform into Vegito, I think. Like, not till the very end, if anything, which was very surprising because it helped us in a way. If we kept stunning, then we can build up the Dokkan meter, which is great for just extra bit of damage on Gogeta on the last battle. But yeah, we got a really nice rotation, and we got the stun from the last turn from Gotenks. So Gotenks stun means that we only have to take int hits, and with double damage reduction item, and we were all good. Ideally, if I knew that we weren't going to like take too much damage, I would have like used the mouse item. I actually am not using the Nurse Chi-Chi item. I think the mouse item is actually really good in this scenario, just because like they're not too strong unless they take a super attack. But then, you know, the 2 turns is actually really huge, especially if you have like I mean, you're dodging all the time, you're stunning. Like, sometimes you're always getting like only one person attacking you at the one moment, which just 40% minus an attack and defense is good enough. And having that for 2 turns is really strong. So we got the Dokkan mode there, and Gotenks is about, I'd say, 1/3 HP left. We didn't even get the stun there, which was unfortunate. But Supreme Kai, 3rd time activated her passive skill. So you can see where Supreme Kai actually comes in clutch. I would say I would recommend using her if you're struggling on ESBR Potara, but there's so many good Potara units anyway that it doesn't even matter to begin with. Like, just putting in like Goku Blacks is good enough. Like, just the lowering attack and just a little bit of stuns is just good enough, because you can just stun one and lower attack the other and just keep on doing that. And then I'd assume that Gogeta would be super easy as long as you don't take a super attack in the wrong spot. So because we got the stun for 2 turns, I can actually put this AGL Vegito up front. So AGL Vegito's little ability is that if he's in the first slot, he gets 2 ki. So not only does he doesn't have to get every single ki that he needs, and he can super attack, but he also raises allies' attack by 30%. So the Vegito here does a little bit extra damage, which is really nice. Just that extra bit of damage is very clutch. And then also, he's a support for 30% attack and defense on superclass allies. So he's giving a lot of support to this Vegito. And they're actually a really good pair together, as long as you don't obviously take too many hits at the start. Now, I have 5 items, and I'm actually going to be using the mouse item there just because I didn't want to risk it. We have a really good run, and I felt like 4 items was good enough for the last little battle. And unfortunately, we had we actually had a good ki. The problem you'll see a lot is when Kenny Vegito is in the middle. Well, when both Kenny Vegitos in the rotation, it can be kind of awkward with ki. I used to do the strat where I had 2 Kenny Vegitos on Gogeta phase, so I had 2 chances to stun every time, so that Gogeta would never take any hits. But I think I learned from my lesson that you cannot trust Kenny Vegito to stun, nor dodge, so I never, like, put my life on it, but sometimes you have to. But with the stun here, we were able to put Vegito again in the first slot. And so we got that extra little bit of damage. Unfortunately, Vegito did get only a 12 ki super. And as you can see, we've been stunning quite a lot. That at this point, like, Vegito is never going to be a thing. But I think it might be this rotation if Supreme Kai at time didn't stun, yeah. So here I risk it for the stun chance. And if we didn't get the stun, we were risking death. I wouldn't say we would die as long as Vegito dodges, like there. But we would have definitely been really low on HP, and then we'd be risking death on super attack, which luckily Candy Vegeta came in clutch. My Candy Vegetos after this ESBR changed to like max additional. Like I didn't care about the dodges anymore. I was like, yeah, we just need to dodge. We just need to stun. We're very, very close here. Another stun. And then, luckily, we were able to get a super attack with the SSR Candy Vegito, which actually doesn't do much in this team. Like, he's another dodger, but so on a high chance, which is not even that great. Like, I've been using him for quite a bit, and, like, he is so reliable. Like, when I need him to stun, or even just, like, when I don't even need him to stun, he doesn't even stun anything. Like, I've pretty much had games where I've gone all the way to Gogeta, and he just never stuns. But, I don't know, I think that's just Dokkan acting up. Now, ideally, I would actually want to win with Gogeta on each battle. Because if you win with Gogeta on each battle, it means that you get to have Gogeta on 4th turn. Not Gogeta, why am I saying Gogeta? Vegito on 4th turn, potentially, if you have a low enough HP. And of course, if you get Vegito early enough, then you can seek super attacks for a very long time. And you are able to, you know, see if you need to use an item or not, essentially. So we didn't kill here, which was my plan. We did have to take a few hits. So I was like, ooh. With the damage reduction on Vegeta, I was like, okay, we can do this. We can do this as long as there's no super. A super attack would actually kill us, especially pre-super. Like, if I supered and then he supered back, then I'd be like, okay, that's cool. But luckily, he just normal attacked, thankfully. And we were able to kill Gogeta there. So, now is the very, 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 very long part. This guy has so much HP. We have very little to any good tech units. Instant waste here. And I wanted to stun first off, but I also wanted to take a little bit of attacks with Candy Vegito, if possible. That way we drop underneath the HP restriction for Vegito to transform. And as long as Supreme Guy doesn't take a hit, he doesn't heal us up, which means we are guaranteed to get underneath the HP restriction, which is the most important thing. Because he can sometimes ruin that situation because he gets the heal back. I think 15% HP in return. So we got the stun, which is good. And then I actually opted in to keep Supreme Kai of Time in the main slot. That's how much I needed this May chance to stun all enemies for 2 turns. She actually lowers attack as well with her super attack, but with only 3 ki that you get, because the Vegito is a leader for Majin Buu Saga and Battle Wits, which she is not in. She can never get the super attack. I was planning on maybe getting a super attack with her just to get the lowering attack, and maybe that somehow helped us, but the most important thing was that she's stunned. Now, of course, we lose the God rotation of just getting that extra bit of damage, but it was a sacrifice worth taking. So here we have Vegito at the end. I want to keep this rotation of Supreme Kai as well as Candy Vegeta. I think those two as a pair is just really nice. In terms of key-wise, they get Shattering the Limit and something else. And then you have Supreme Kai who can tank pretty well, especially after Super. And he can raise everybody else's defense, which is really nice. Other than that, it would be like Candy Vegito double rotation, but I left Candy Vegito on the floater. I felt like the SSR Candy Vegito did really nothing, so that's why I kept him in floater. Just trusted in the TUR. I have TUR on 15 additional, so if he does a stun, hopefully he gets an additional super attack, and then we are all good. So we got the stun again, which is good. And then we got the HP restriction, so we get the full heal back. And we get the Dokkan mode with the Vegito, which is really, really nice. And we even got key for the Candy Vegito to also potential stun. So I was just hoping that this was big damage. I'm pretty sure with hopefully, I don't even know what the friend was built in, but hopefully the passive skill with the crits came in through. And then Vegito didn't. But he did 3 million damage, so I mean, I can't be mad at that. Nobody would do 3 million damage on this team other than STR Vegito, so it was either him or nothing. But we did get the stun. I think it was Supreme Kai's reason that we got the stun, which was really nice. Every single time, I have to figure out the orbs. So I always make sure that Candy Vegeta has enough ki, that's SSR one, to do a super attack. That's the most important thing. So you always see me like saving green orbs where I can, just so he can guarantee himself a super attack. And then the stuns continue. Ideally, with items available, I would like to have, and knowing that there's no supers, I would like to see like a turn where we don't stun, just so we can get some fat counters in. But it's best to play it safe. And then we got a double super attack here, and we didn't even stun. It's so stupid. This Candy Vegito, man. He does have a rare chance to stun, so it is a 20% chance. I wish he had like a medium chance at the very least, but it's so hard for him to get a stun in. So as you can see, those green orbs, I don't even grab because I need the stuns. And I think Supreme Kai Time activated her passive again, if I'm not mistaken, just then, which is insane. Insane that she is just coming in clutch. She has more stuns in number-wise compared to this SSR Candy Vegeta at this point. An SR more reliable than an SSR. And I'm doing the strat as well, I think. If you guys watch my Fusion ESBR where I have, if the second spot stuns, then I put the first spot stunner in and then they stun. That tech is not working at any point in time. So, unfortunately, no stuns here, so I did have to use an item. I just used the, just one item, because we obviously can seek super attack, so none of this is such a big deal for us. And Candy Vegeta at this point, even if he doesn't dodge, like, he's built up enough defense at this point where he can actually kind of take normal attacks. No stun from him, but luckily we did use an item. I do save my Ghost Usher. The reason why I save my Ghost Usher over everything is because if Supreme Guy doesn't stun and she's in a row where she's taking a bunch of hits, that's exactly when I use the Ghost Usher to avoid any hits taken. Because even if you have like double damage reduction item, like you are probably not going to survive, even if it's normal attack. So as you saw there, I did go for the Ghost Usher instantly. Because I didn't want to risk anything. And yeah, so now we have no items available. And we still have just under half the HP. We got a stun, so every single stun from here on out is super, super important. And we finally got a crit with Vegito. He hasn't done any additional super attacks in this battle, I don't think. Which sucks, to say the very least, because, you know, those additions are really nice. And it's another chance for the critical chance to proc, which is very annoying. I feel like we should have done this way sooner than expected, but because I'm pretty sure like like the Vegeta and Goku before transformation was actually getting additionals and criticals like left, right, and center. We got another stun, which is good timing, because we would have to take a super attack in the middle slot. So now that we are avoiding that, it is a potential that we can not take a super attack next turn. And we're getting very, very, very close. I think one crit from Vegito from here on out would have been just enough. But he just never got it. He just never got it. I should have 18 keyed with Vegeta if it was possible. But here we go. This is maybe... This was like a scary turn. I was literally just praying to God that Candy Vegeta stuns or we just kill. I did put Candy Vegeta up first because I honestly don't know. Like Supreme Guy obviously buffs and everything like that, but I just wanted to get the stun out of the way, and we did. And I was like, thank God. Thank God. And then we got the double super attack. I was like, oh, maybe. And Supreme Kai does take out the Gogeta. And there you go. That is Potara ESBR done with a free-to-play team and using an SR character. No excuses, boys. These are low-tier characters as well. I'd say Vegito and... like, any of these guys are replaceable with any of the Potara units. You can still easily do it. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on so you don't miss out on the daily content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzy. Peace out.